You're seated at an elaborate feast. You can't move. You can't speak. Around you, 40 other dignitaries sit paralyzed, their goblets shaking in their grasp. Some are hoping she'll come back. You're hoping she won't utter anything that seals both your fates. 30 minutes crawl by like 30 years. When he finally escorts her back, he doesn't simply place her beside you. He takes a seat. He fills his cup with wine. And then before everyone you know, he starts to recount in explicit, methodical detail precisely what just transpired in that chamber. Your peers are studying their plates. Your wife is staring into emptiness. And you must smile. You must agree. You must express gratitude because the alternative means watching your offspring perish. This wasn't insanity. This was machinery. A structure engineered with calculated precision to obliterate the human spirit. And the man who constructed it absorbed everything he understood by witnessing his entire bloodline get slaughtered by the preceding emperor. His name was Caligula, and what he inflicted upon Rome is so haunting, so methodically malevolent, that 2,000 years later, we're still attempting to comprehend how one human being could design this degree of psychological destruction. If you believe that the chronicled accounts of history's most frightening figures must be preserved, consider supporting this video and subscribing. Your engagement uncovers more narratives from the darkest recesses of the human chronicle. Now back to the man who transformed brutality into a calculated discipline. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover gets darker, far darker. And the most chilling aspect isn't what he executed. It's that the apparatus he constructed survived him. Before I reveal to you the 5 components of Caligula's terror apparatus, you need to grasp something fundamental. He wasn't born wicked. He was created. And the procedure commenced when he was 7 years old. Envision this. The year is 14 AD. A small boy, perhaps 6 or 7, is racing through a Roman military encampment. He's dressed in a miniature legionnaire uniform, complete with tiny armor and small red boots. The soldiers, battle-hardened warriors who've dominated half the known world, are chuckling, lifting him up, throwing him skyward. They name him Caligula, Little Boots. He's the offspring of Germanicus, Rome's most celebrated general since Julius Caesar himself. The soldiers revere his father, and they treasure this child. He's their mascot, their lucky charm. Wherever Germanicus travels, little Caligula pursues. And the warriors genuinely believe this child delivers them triumph. This boy is developing thinking he's untouchable, cherished, safeguarded by the most formidable army on earth. He has no conception what's approaching. 1 year afterward, his father perishes. The official narrative, sudden sickness. The whispered narrative, poison. Commanded by someone close to the emperor, perhaps the emperor himself. Caligula is 8 years old when the machinery begins annihilating his family. His mother dragged from their residence, accused of betrayal against the emperor. His eldest brother arrested, imprisoned, starved, until he attempted to consume the stuffing from his mattress. His second brother, banished to an island where guards tortured him until he crushed his own skull against the walls to terminate it. One by one, they're eliminated, and young Caligula observes it all transpire. By the time he's 19, he's the final one remaining, the sole survivor of his entire lineage. And then arrives the summons. Emperor Tiberius desires to see him. Capri, a gorgeous island off the coast of Italy. Tiberius has converted it into his personal stronghold. Distant from Rome, distant from the Senate, distant from anyone who might protest to what he does there. The ancient chroniclers were discussing Suetonius, Tacitus, people writing within living recollection of these occurrences. They portray Capri as a dwelling of horrors. Tiberius has become suspicious, corrupt, surrounding himself with astrologers and yes-men, creating new cruelties because he's bored. And into this atmosphere walks teenage Caligula. He understands Tiberius murdered his family. Everyone comprehends it, but he can't display it, can't even suggest it. One incorrect glance, one instance of sorrow, one spark of rage, and he's deceased. So he doesn't just survive, he thrives. Suetonius writes something unsettling. there never was a superior servant and a more terrible master. Caligula learns to hide everything human inside him. He observes, he analyzes, he becomes precisely what Tiberius desires: obedient, amusing, benign. For 6 years he performs this role flawlessly, and then in 37 AD, Tiberius dies. Some claim natural causes. Others claim Caligula suffocated him with a pillow. Either way, the 19-year-old captive is now the most powerful individual on earth. Rome celebrates. They believe they're receiving the son of beloved Germanicus. They have no idea. They've just crowned a man who spent 6 years learning how to shatter human beings from the greatest monster in Roman history. And for 7 months, everything appears ideal. Then he falls ill. And the individual who awakes is not the same individual who went to rest. What happened during those feverish days, we'll never discover. But when Caligula recovered, something within him had fractured. And Rome was about to learn what he'd been hiding. What I'm about to describe isn't random violence. It's not the actions of a lunatic. Caligula built a system, 5 distinct components of psychological warfare, each one designed to destroy a different aspect of the human spirit. And the truly terrifying aspect is how systematic it was. Let me show you the framework. Act 1 of the machine. The sister bodice. Caligula had 3 sisters, but one, Drusilla, was different. Ancient sources claim their relationship crossed boundaries that even Rome found disturbing. Whether the accusations of incest were accurate or propaganda, what matters is that everyone believed it. And Caligula didn't just permit the rumors, he promoted them. Then Drusilla died. What happened next reveals the foundation of Caligula's system, taking his personal anguish and forcing an entire empire to experience it. He doesn't just grieve, he weaponizes grief. First, he has the Senate proclaim Drusilla a goddess, not symbolically, officially. There are now shrines to his deceased sister, where Romans are mandated to worship. Then he declares a period of mourning. And here's where it becomes monstrous. It is now a capital offense to laugh. It is now a capital offense to bathe. It is now a capital offense to have dinner with your family. Read that again. For weeks, perhaps months, if you're discovered smiling, you can be executed. Imagine living like that. Your child tells a joke at breakfast. Do you laugh? Do you discipline them for being a child? Every moment of happiness becomes a potential death sentence. He's making Rome experience his anguish, whether they desire to or not. He's learning he can control emotion, criminalize joy, make his internal world everyone's reality. And once he realizes he can control how people feel, he starts experimenting with what else he can extract from them. Act 2 of the machine, the imperial establishment. This next section is so disturbing that historians still dispute whether it actually transpired or was later propaganda. But here's what the ancient sources assert. Caligula establishes a house of prostitution inside the imperial palace, not for himself, for the public, as an enterprise. And it's not staffed by common prostitutes. It's staffed by the sons and daughters of Rome's noble families, the aristocracy, the senators, the people who govern provinces and command legions. He has heralds venture into the streets to announce the prices. Different rates for married women versus unmarried, special rates for virgins from senatorial families. And here's the detail that makes it so specifically cruel. He allegedly maintained ledgers, detailed records, names, dates, transactions, the bureaucratic accounting of human degradation. Think about what this does psychologically. If you're a Roman nobleman, your entire identity is constructed on family honor. Your lineage extends back centuries. Your name signifies something. And now your daughter is being advertised in the streets like livestock. And there's a ledger with her name in it. And you can do absolutely nothing about it because the alternative is execution. He's not just seizing their bodies. He's seizing the one thing Roman aristocrats valued more than life itself: their reputation, their legacy, their name. But he's still not finished because he realizes something. Public humiliation is powerful, but there's something even more devastating: private humiliation with public witnesses. Act 3 of the machine,
the banquet of predation. Picture this scene again, because now you understand the context. You're at an imperial banquet. You're sitting with your wife. Around you are 50, maybe 100 other senators with their wives. Everyone's drinking wine that tastes like fear. Caligula arises. Everyone goes silent. He walks slowly between the tables, observing the women. His eyes are clinical, evaluative. He's selecting. He stops at your table. He looks at your wife. He inspects her the way you'd inspect a horse you're considering purchasing, checking her teeth, her hair, the shape of her body. He doesn't ask for permission, doesn't even acknowledge you exist. He just grasps her hand and leads her away. You sit there. The man beside you is staring into his wine. Everyone is pretending this isn't occurring because everyone knows if you stand up, if you protest, if you show any emotion at all, you won't depart this room alive.